Hello, welcome to today's edition, and we're going to be taking our project further. What we're going to be doing right now is pretty simple. We work on the login page and also the sign up page. For us to do this, we'll still rely on artificial intelligence to do almost all the work. Our job is to just ensure that we implement. I am really excited because right from the beginning of this tutorial, we've been using Cursor AI to do everything we're doing. Now, for some who are unable to subscribe to the Pro, it may be a very big deal to continue with the tutorial. While recording this video, also VS Code just released their own version with Copilot, and this is actually a great fit. So we're going to be switching from Cursor to VS Code and also see how that works. Now, looking at what we have, you can also head up to the Git to get this very version, or check the video description for the link to the GitHub so you can also see the lesson notes right now. Now, once we are here, so currently I'm running on Cursor, so all I need to do is to switch to VS Code. So I'm just going to type code, period, so that we can spin up VS Code and continue the implementation there. So I can just take a look at what we have. All right, so we have the project down on VS Code. Then we're good to go. Remember, we have what we intend to do today, which is work on just a couple of things. We need to, in order not to confuse ourselves, let me just remove, let me see if I can remove that of Cursor. I'll just remove this one. Okay, nice. So Cursor is gone, and what we have now should be, I think, let me just remove this one so that we can have, okay, let me see what I have here. Okay, I'm seeing multiple things here. Okay, yeah, so this is our project. Now, when I take a look at the doc, what do we have in the doc? So we need to have our doc side by side so that we can also understand what we're doing. I think the doc should be inside of the front end. We're currently working on lesson 5. Okay, so now we need to set up the UI for the front end login page. Let us spin up our server to even see what our login page look like. So that is working. So I will just do npm run dev. Okay, something isn't right. Oh, and that's because we are not inside of this folder. So you may run into such error. And the reason why the other time I just went ahead and opened this folder itself without actually opening the version for the front end, for the backend rather. So I would, let's cd into this, or we could as well, okay, let's just cd into that. So we can just do cd chatbot underscore front end. If we spell it correctly, we should be in that folder right now. Let me just take this up so that you can see what I'm doing properly. The next thing I need to do is to run that same command that we ran the first time, which is npm run dev, and this should spin up the server for us. Okay, I guess I am currently running another project, so we may not be able to get port 3000, but let's take a look at what we can get right now. So while that is spinning, let me see. Okay, so it's saying that, yeah, 3000 is currently busy, and we can find something to do here. Okay, so let's try to spin up localhost 3000, I think 3001, and we should be able to see the landing page. So let's take a look at what we need to do. So we're looking at the source folder, the app folder, then we're looking at the auth. So in the auth we have just the login folder. So let's try to visit that very link. Yeah, so we say we have the auth folder, we have the login folder. Yeah, so what we should have there should be our default behavior. All right, now let's check the front end, and you can see what we have here is not something that we even want to show to our user at all. So what we can do now is to go to our Cloud AI and just tell it to do something for us. So we can say create a login component referencing InstinctHub React UI. Now you can as well copy the package or GitHub link and paste here, but already if you check what I have here, I already loaded some knowledge context so that the AI can use. Also, what I'll try to do is ensure that this very chat prompt is available, so in case you want to copy what I have, you can always copy my solution from the prompt. So we say create a login component referencing InstinctHub React UI. We need username, we need password, and submit button. Okay, let's see what it's able to do. So you cut out all these parts where we're waiting for the AI to load. All right, there's a problem with the desktop app. So let's copy these and just head on to the web version of Cloud. So oftentimes when I encounter issues like that, I just go ahead to the web version and that should be fine. So the web version, well, I'm just going to locate my project. So the project I'm looking for should be this one. And I'm just going to paste the same thing and we're going to search. So hopefully this should work. All right, so we have our prompt and solution being generated. So looking at what we have here, if you go through it, you see that it generated TypeScript and also gave us little explanation, and it also gave us CSS that we can add just to have a very unique login page. Okay, so what I can do here is I will just go ahead and copy this. So the name of this is login components. So we can just come here and try to create login components in our component folder. So this, I think I can just have a new folder called auth. Then inside of it, we can just have login components.tsx. Yeah, so all I need to do here is to copy all of this. This is saying copy project. If it says copy project and I comes to paste this here, does it work? I doubt. So I would just try to highlight everything and copy it. Okay, so now we have our components. This is good. So the next thing now is to even try to implement it. So I will just go ahead and copy that name and come to our login page. Let's try to replace all of this. Okay. Now I'm just going to get rid of all of this. So this should be server-side components. Okay, so this is now what we have on the page level. Now if we take a look at what we have here, let me say, where is our project? Then when we try to refresh, what did we get? Something is failing here. Okay, I think it didn't capture, it's still loading. We had corrected this error already. So hopefully we should have something okay to look at, but while we're waiting for that, to be a good idea to copy or just take a look at, okay, I just grabbed that one by mistake. It'd be a good idea to grab the CSS. So we can just call the CSS login CSS or whatever we choose to. So here, I will just have under the assets, I can just have login.css. And I'll just paste that there. Then I'll go back to our page here. I'll try to import I think we should call that assets. These assets. I think we missed something there. Let me see. Login CSS. So login CSS inside of assets. Then we have CSS. Assets. CSS. Then we have login. Okay. That should work. Let's see what we have. All right, so it's complaining about rechat. So we can just, so it's forced to be able to get rid of any error from the package dependencies from InstinctHub. What we can do is we need to go to GitHub. So we can go to GitHub, then we go to repository, then we're looking for InstinctHub. Let me just search for UI. This is what we're looking for. And I'm looking for the README. The README should show us some dependencies that are required. So let me see if reshare is there. I'm not sure this is updated. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe what I can do is do a bit of switching and next UI. Now we have rechat error, and that is coming from InstinctHub package. So all we need to do is we can go to the GitHub, which I will also ensure that you have the link. Now, when you go to the documentation and you look at the dependencies that you need, you see that React is there, the rechat is there. So all you can do is just copy all of this and come back to your terminal. Okay, now that the installation is done, what we can do right now is to kill the server, Ctrl+C, and run it again just to check the project to see if the error is still there or if we've solved it. Let's try to refresh and see what we have. All right, looking at the terminal, I can see that we have some errors, but for us to fix this, let's even take a look at what our implementation should be. So we have CSS cannot be imported. That's the first issues that we have. So if I try to check where we have our CSS, that didn't work. So we spelled something wrongly there. Assets. Okay. So let's go back here and try to correct the spelling. But we should still have more errors though. So let's take a look at our implementations here. So was there an example given? Okay, so maybe what we can do is rather than passing all of these as a prop, we can just have them inside of the component itself. But let me see what we have. So we're having Another error says it can't find the CSS, and I'm wondering why. Okay, what can we do? What can we do? Okay, I think we should add something like this. Yes, we should add something like this. This should fix it. Let me see. Okay, I think we need to add source. Something like that. Okay, so while that is loading, let's come back to our login components. And so what we need to do here, let's see the errors that we have again. It's still loading, it's still loading. Okay, yeah, so I think the error from React client provider module rich. Okay, I think there's a problem with this Richard thing. Let's install it manually. npm install Richard. Yeah, so what I want to do is let's update our login component and let us see. So rather than passing the functions as props here, let's just have them as a function inside of here. So this is login success, login error. Now I'm going to get rid of all of this. Okay, now we should still have some error here. So we want to replace this with, we have handle login success, handle login error. So everywhere we have this, this is handle login error. This is on login. You can just say handle login success. This is, we don't need this. So we're having issues with redirect. So handle login error. So here we should create a state for redirect. Const redirect. Okay. Let's see further errors that we have. So on change here is saying that void value. Okay. So we can fix the issue using Copilot. And let's accept it. Alright, and here autocomplete, we have so autocomplete is expecting what? Autocomplete does not exist. Let's just get rid of this since it does not exist. On change, impute on change. What is going on here? So handle on change. So the error says that void not susceptible either. Okay, let's just also fix it with Copilot. So let's get rid of that. And I think we should be good. Okay, so what I need to check now again is if our recharge is done installing. Was he added? Updated? Okay, let's refresh and see if the error is gone. Okay, the recharge error is still there. So what we can do at this junction is let's even see a package.json. Oh, not this one. It has to be the package.json inside of. I think I know what the problem is coming from. So we have package.json here. Is there anything like recharge? But is he here? Okay, so this is a problem. And we're having this problem because the initial installation we did install new package of JSON here. And I think we've seen this before. So that's one challenge you're likely to face oftentimes. So I think what we can do is, I'm just going to get rid of this one. So the challenges were just that all of the installations we did happened outside of the project that we intended. So what we're going to do now is, let's find our way into this project. Oh, I see what's going on. Now remember that I opened new terminal, but we didn't go into the folder. So you can have this issue as well. So one way to get rid of this is ensure that you open the front end project separately, the backend project separately, so we are not confused. So I can just go ahead and cd. We can cd into the front end and try to install. Yes, install the recharge. Now that the installation is done, let's also try to see if we can spin up our server again. Okay, now that the server is ready, let's go to our front end and try to refresh. If everything works fine, then we should be able to see the front end login page. All right, now that this is done loading, I think something is missing. Remember that previously we disabled the CSS from InstinctHub React package. Let's try to enable it right now and see if that is going to solve our problem. So we will just enable it again and save it, then come back here. We'll try to refresh and see what we have. All right, you can see that we then have a good looking sign up compared to what we have before. So I can go ahead and just say Noah Olatoye. I can just say Noah Olatoye, then put something here. Then you can just try to log in. Of course, nothing is going to happen. But right now you can see that we have a good looking UI that we can then follow through. We can decide at any point that we want to put image here, put a note here, whatever it is, or we can even choose to centralize this whole thing and just bring it to the middle. Whatever it is that we want to do, it's possible and we can do that. So pretty much this is what it looks like to create a login page with the assist of artificial intelligence. You can see how it's maintained InstinctHub color, the way our form look, and all of that, and that's pretty much because it's used the components from InstinctHub React UI, which you can see here. Okay, so pretty much this is what we're able to do right now. In the next lesson, we're going to be looking at how to create the sign-up page. Of course, the sign-up page shouldn't be as tedious as this very one because we've already laid the foundation. So we just need to put one or two things together and show that we have something very good looking. But I think just to make this look okay, I sort of don't like it's on the side. Or is it that there's an image somewhere? Let me see. Okay, it's not like there's an image anywhere. So if that's the case, is it that we have login container? So let's try to look for the CSS login container. I'm going to search for that. So it says that the mean height, is there anywhere where it set the max width? Okay, so I think this is where the magic is happening. So we can just put margin here and just say top and bottom. Okay, margin auto. And this should centralize what we have in the middle. It is still not in the middle. And okay, you know what? What if we remove this max? What happens? I'm just trying to see what is really causing. Okay, now let's even try to see what is causing that not to display the whole thing. Let me take a look at what we have here. If I check, just do some inspection. So is there like a max width to this? Mean height, display flex, then something on the body, max width. We need to be able to see what is causing that that is unable to take all the width. Could it be from here? Could it be from here? Could it be from here? It has to be somewhere around. It has to be somewhere around. Okay. I'm looking for something that is not making it take all the width. What if I say the width here is going to be maybe 100% and make it important, and that is not pushing it to the end? What if we look for something here and just say, okay, the width here is already 100%, then the max width, okay. So this is looking very, very weird, because as it is supposed to display like full width, like just fill up the entire screen. But I'm just surprised as to why that is not happening. Why? What do we have here? Is there a layout here that could be affecting us? Yes. So there's a layout here that is affecting us actually. So we're just tracing. So I'm just going to add to delete the layout so that it doesn't affect us anymore. So if that layout is gone, I think we should be fine. So sometimes because of the earlier decisions that we've made, they may haunt us, especially when we add in new features. So there may be conflicts in one way or the other. So part of our job is also take a look at the issues that you have and find a way to strike them out. And in most cases, or in most of those cases, AI won't be able to help you. So you just need to look around, okay, what's the issues and all of that, just like what we've been able to do here. And let's hope that that layout, by removing that layout, we should be fine. Let me also see if the base layout have something similar. Okay, the base layout is fine. The base layout is pretty fine, and we've removed the layout here. So this is still loading. Yes, this is what I expected to see. I knew something was wrong, but trying to figure it out, I think we have something that is nice, and this is really cool. This is cool. Okay, and boom, we have a sign up page that looks more like it. And with this, maybe we don't even need to ask the AI to create a sign up page for us. We can just use this template and pull the input fee that we need and get done with it like almost immediately. And that's how we wrap it up on this one. So I'll see you in the next lesson.